we see the beautiful trophy. You can see the breakdown. Earl Anthony, 9 strikes on lane 31. 11 strikes on lane 32. Hasn't missed but 3 times.
All of them on lane 32. No, he did leave a 7-pin on 31 before this 7-pin.
Well, the tournament leader, who in this case is Gary Mage, has got the odds going on his side. They've won 6 out of 7 tournaments. Earl's averaging 268 on this pair. That's mind-boggling.
Cross lane at the 7-pin.
Well, he just sort of touched it a little bit. That's all you need to do with spares. And we get our first look at Gary Mage.
Perfect.
And a beautiful shot for Gary Mage. Now, Gary's bowled Earl twice on television. Earl's got the better of them both times, 249 to 227, and Earl beat him 289 to 201. Gary would like to turn that around. His hometown, Vancouver, Washington, only a couple hours drive from the Tri-Cities area.
How important is it for him to get out to a quick early lead?
Well, I think it's real important for him, Mike, to settle down his nerves. He's been watching for the last hour. And 2 great shots for Gary. He says, hey, Earl, I'm here.
I remember a couple weeks ago in Beaverton, Earl won 2 games in a row, and then Dickinson disposed of him in the championship match.
Yeah, it certainly is a possibility. Gary's off to a fast start. Earl wants to strike in the 2nd frame.
And it falls late, but falls.
A little bit of funny pin action. Watch the shot by Earl Anthony. Now watch the 10-pin. Looks like it should fall fast, but it's the last one down. Earl in the 3rd frame, a strike, even the match up.
And I'm sure he wants to get Mage's attention by evening this match right now.
Oh, yes, he does. Look at the concentration. Well, he pulled that ball, and he got a great break. That ball looked a little bit right off his hand. We're so used to watching Earl throw every shot perfect. Got a little break. Last television appearance, June 16th, 79. It's been a while for Gary Mage. Going for 3 in a row. And Gary gets a little bit of a break, and there's Gary's children, Lori and Corey, and they're proud of Dad.
Yeah, but they know how tough an opponent that he has. And so does Gary.
Yeah, they're very familiar with Earl. That's, I would suppose that would be Uncle Earl to them.
Almost. Earl 8 years older than Gary. Trying for 4 in a row. Lane 31. Three, 5, 6.
That's the lane that was not hooking back for him in the practice. Gives him a little problem here in the 4th frame. Needs to make this spare. Very important to keep the pressure on Earl. We'll see this ball. Looks like it's trying to come back, Mike. Maybe he spun a little too much, or possibly the carry down on 31 just wouldn't let it come back. Tough spare. Very easy to chop. And he comes in light on it. Probably afraid of chopping it. Gets 9 out. Doggone it, he's not happy with that one.
Earl takes the lead sitting on the bench. Is that, Marshall, is that like bleeding in front of a shark?
Oh, yeah, when it's Earl Anthony, it is. He's up by 5 pins, and he doesn't like to give his opposition much of a chance.
Aye.
Well, Earl gave him a big chance there. He threw the ball very, very poorly. Breaking down the 2-7. Take a look at this shot. You'll see it's going very, very high. I'm not sure what hit the 2-pin, but he leaves just the 7. And yeah, he knows he's fortunate. And he shot at enough 7-pins in his career. This shouldn't be too difficult.
Has the conversion. Well, Mage won in 72, Lob and Anthony in 70.
John Hersena, his first title came in 1990. He waited till he was a senior.
And of course, Hargraves still looking for that elusive first title.
As we see Gary and his 2 children framing him.
Well, the difference is only 4 pins.
And Earl has shown that he's human. He's made a couple shots that weren't quite perfect. Boy, he's very fortunate. He left just the 6 and the 10 pin, the 7 pin, the last pin to fall. And I think he's got to be asking himself,
Mage, you did it. You got him hooking.
As we see Earl Anthony, who made the comment, Mage, you did it, you got him hooking, just does break down that split. Yeah, that's okay. You can pick this one up.
Has the spare.
Anthony up by only 2 pins, so after the mistake by Mage in the 4th frame, Earl was not able to really capitalize on it. Needs to get striking again.
Does. Interesting that the different way these 2 guys throw the ball. Mage spinning it more, Anthony rolling it more.
Yeah, Mage going a little more direct with some spin. Anthony staying more behind the ball. That's always been his trademark.
Mage now.
Only down by 2, can take an 8-pin lead right here with a strike. Came in light last time, gave it more loft.
Oh, he carries the light hit to take the lead. Anthony, 6th frame, trailing by 8 pins.
And working on a spare. He's got a handful in Gary Mage right now. Came in high on this lane in the previous frame. Get that more room. And he looks to be back on track, Mike.
He's got to give it room or it hooks early.
Yeah, he's got to make sure the mistake he makes on the right lane, especially, is to the left. He pulls a little bit. It will not hold pocket. It'll go through the nose.
Kind of a key shot right here. He went high on this lane the last time. He can take a 2-pin lead with a double.
Oh, yeah, he's doesn't want to give Gary the chance to run away and hide from him like he did to his 2 previous opponents.
Oh, what a break. Tripping out the 6-10.
Well, that's twice this game that Earl Anthony has tripped out that 6. Now takes a 2-pin lead. Watch this shot, Mike. Looks like it could be trouble. Boy, that's a friendly break for Earl, and he appreciates it. Gary Mage to retake the lead.
Oh, leaves the soft 7-pin. Good shot. Just doesn't carry it out.
And Gary, who generally uses a spare ball to shoot his 7 pins, didn't have a spare ball this week. Couldn't get one drilled. Couldn't find a 15-pound ball spare ball. So he's been using his strike ball to shoot the spares. He'll just throw the ball a little harder, a little straighter. Cross lane at the 7.
That looks like a good enough spare ball to me.
Well, you know, he doesn't hook the ball a lot, as we see his kids again giving encouragement to Dad. He's down 3 pins, and boy, Gary, you might want to start striking right about now. As Earl looks kind of disinterested right now, not worrying about his opposition, just taking care of his own business. Got that ball down early. Now there's a great break. Gary's carried a couple light ones. Earl's carried a couple of high hits. As we see this shot, it looks like he did get it down early and spun it, but it's coming back.
Well, the old hit him thin and watch him spin shot, and he's happy with that result.